Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Over the next little while, we're going to be doing a little bit of work on this guitar. You've all seen it. It's my burnt finish Telecaster. Very interesting guitar, but it needs a little bit of work on it to make it kind of more playable, and I'm going to put a couple custom parts in there. A nice little kill switch, do some fret work, put some string rollers and whatnot. So yeah, got some cool stuff coming up on this one, but before that, needs a little TLC. I realize most of what I just said could be considered TLC, but to start with, what we're going to do is give it a little care and cleaning because I'd like to test out this new thing I was sent here, Baroque, which makes a few guitar tools, apparently makes a guitar care kit. And they were kind enough to fire this off my way, so let's take a look at what's in here and then use it on this guitar. All right, so for starters, let's take a look at what is in the kit. This reminds me of an old CD case. I wasted way too much money on CDs when I was a teenager, and now, well, they're CDs, so I don't really use them. All right, so this comes with a user manual. I think we can probably figure out most of what's in here without resorting to that, but if we need to look at it, we will. So for starters here, got a nice string action ruler. Has lots of little markings on it. This thing is a little, oh, it's not a little scuffed up. This has a nice little cover on it. Let's take that off. There we go. So tons of little markings on here for string height, and yeah, something I should probably use more because some of my guitars do not have good action, which is mostly because I like to paint them and then I'm lazy about how I set them up. Anyway, moving on. All right, so next up we got a polishing cloth here. Nice and soft. Feels almost like what you would use on a pair of glasses, but not quite. There's no polish in this kit, but several uses for this, of course, not the least of which is actually kind of polishing off your guitar with a little bit of furniture polish. That's what I use for my guitars. Furniture polish cleans them nicely and everything. This is a string winder, obviously. So that'll be nice for tuning, replacing strings and whatnot, makes things quick. But the interesting thing about this one is this actually chucks right into a drill. So you can pull this out, chuck this into any kind of drill that has a chuck, obviously, and use that to do the job even faster. I don't think that's necessary though. You can get going pretty quick like that. Screwdriver? Oh God. Huh. What do you know? That's actually a very interesting screwdriver. A lot of the times these multi-screwdrivers just aren't very good, but this one, you can see that locks in there nice and sturdy. Nice double-headed bit. Yeah, I like that. Cool. All right. Allen keys. You all know what Allen keys are. Moving on over here. So these are just for trimming your strings, presumably, when you restring your guitar, which is part of what you're obviously expected to be doing with this kit. Trim off the ends of your strings with this nice little set of pliers. I'm sure you can think of other uses for them too. They almost look like the kind that you would use to trim fret ends and whatnot, but hopefully you've got a bigger, better set for that. I believe this is just a little brush for dusting. Yep. Needs to be tightened a little bit. There we go. Yeah, just for carefully dusting off your guitar, your pickups and whatnot, and in case you need to do your makeup, I guess. And then finally, this interesting contraption, I believe is for, oh God, I lost the thing. I believe this is for string care. That's abrasive. This one is for cleaning your strings more aggressively. It's got a little bit of abrasion to it. That'll take all the corrosion off. And this, yep, that's a little wet. This one's for lubricating them. Interesting. All right, well, I am going to be replacing the strings on this guitar, but before I do so, might as well test this guy out. and a couple of these other things while we're at it. So this kit will be used when I go to replace the strings, but I'm not doing all of that in this video because when I do go to replace the strings, I'm also doing some fret leveling. I'm going to do some electronics work. Like I said, there's some stuff happening. So the kit's going to be used in a couple videos upcoming, but before that, let's try this thing out. These strings aren't particularly dirty. But there's a little bit of corrosion on them. I think this would be very difficult to actually show you. Noise is a little bit annoying. That's what I expected to see there. If you look, I'll fix this up a little bit, you can see the black crap coming off of the strings onto here. And probably just a tiny bit of steel as well. Now, once you're done that, and I realize I only did the thick ones, but once you're done that, the idea is you then, if I can, put that part away, pull this part out, and that's for lubricating. Oh, there's a halfway point, that makes more sense. So that is for lubricating your strings, and you just simply rub this up and down as well a couple times. That's it, they're good to go. Like most of my guitars, this one's a bit dusty because I very rarely have time to practice. So these really soft brushes are actually excellent, and I think most people who work with guitars should have one. You can get them individually, of course. You can get them out of like cheap Walmart makeup kits and stuff. They're dry brushing type of brushes. Of course, a painter would say that. But anyway, you can use it to clean gunk off of your pickups and everything. The strings don't really get in the way of it because it's so soft, and you never have to worry about scratching your finish, which is a silly thing to say when your finish has been burnt like this. But this finish was kind of buffed up with wax and whatnot after I put it on here and after I burnt it, and I put lacquer on over top to seal everything in. So this is nice. It can also clean crap off your fretboard, but generally speaking, the stuff that accumulates on your fretboard from your fingers is a little too sticky and gunky for something like this to be able to take care of it without taking your strings off. So this is more just for removing dust as far as I'm concerned. Now, like I said, this fretboard does need a little bit of work. The string action gauge is, well, pretty straightforward. You just put it there and check the string action. But I'm not going to show you what the reading is on mine because frankly it's a bit embarrassing right now. What I am going to do is go ahead and take these strings off because shortly I'm going to be replacing them. So this thing is really quick and easy to use, and I really, like I said, don't think you need a drill for it. Look how fast that goes. Now for me, I don't have to go very far with this because these are locking tuners, and obviously with a locking tuner, if you know how to use them properly, the idea is you put the string under tension and then you only turn it part way. So you shouldn't even have a full wind of string around a locking tuner. Which means that just like that, these are all loosened off enough, then now I can go ahead and remove them. There we go. All right, guys, so that's really it for today's video. I mean, we're going to be using this. It's going to make some appearances in the upcoming videos using this guitar because, of course, we got to put the strings back on and everything. But for now, that's the kit. Pretty cool. If you want one of these, of course, it's available, like most of the stuff that I use in my videos, from the Amazon link in the description. If you want any of the luthier tools that I use and stuff, those are at the Solo Music Gear link. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing some more cool stuff to this guitar soon. Thanks for watching. And yeah, actually, just one second. I should probably mention that the next thing we're going to do to this guitar is some fretwork. And first up, we're going to have a quick comparison between fret leveling files and fret leveling beams. I got a beautiful fret leveling beam here from Skyscraper Guitars and a fret leveling file. That's a Hosco that I got from Solo Music Gear. So stick around, stay tuned. Don't forget to check that out. We're going to do the rest of the fret job and move on from there. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one, and I will see you next time.